Greetings, Nimrods. So we're driving in Denise, just coming back from a test run and a little incident with Denise last week. We were planning on going to the motherland, and we were all set to go, and on Friday we were going to go. On Wednesday I was experiencing some difficulty with Denise, and it manifested itself in that I had to go a longer distance, you know, a 60-mile trip basically, and it was a warm day, and the car was really acting up, and it was almost acting like it was overheating, and it was really stumbling and losing power, and didn't know quite what to think about it. Barely got home. It was really, by the time I got back to the compound, it was running pretty rough. So basically at that point we knew we're not taking the Denise to Maine, and we had to cancel our trip to Maine. And I was thinking about it, what it might be, and was looking at some things on the interweb, and one thing that I thought it might be would be the catalytic converter might have been clogged. So we went underneath it and tested the catalytic converter with a little laser temperature doohickey, and it indicated that it was indeed hotter for the front of the catalytic converter as opposed to the back. And, you know, when they're running properly, they're supposed to be hotter in the back because the combustion gases are burning back there in the catalyst. But that's not what it was reading, so I said, aha, the catalytic converter must be clogged. And I spent about half the day the next day fixing it. Some people, not me of course, but some people might ram out the catalytic converter to knock the clogged catalyst out of it. Probably wouldn't be a smart thing to do if your catalytic converter was only about 6 months old. It'd be very unfortunate if you decided to destroy it on a whim when it was only 6 months old. But so I spent half a day fixing it, only to discover that's not what it was. So we did not go to Maine, and Denise was not working. We tried a couple different things, and what it ended up being, today we changed out the rotor cap and points, and it is working fine now. So Denise is back and up and running. So if you ever have a condition where the car is running, and it was only doing this when it would warm up, you'd run it warm in the driveway, let it heat up, and once the electric fan on the radiator would cycle a couple times, then it would just not run right. It would be stumbling, and it seemed like it was going to stall, but it wouldn't. And a lot of the things I saw on the interweb were telling us, well, maybe it's the crank position sensor, but that's not what it was. It was just the cap and rotor. It was, as it heated up, the more than likely the wires or the points weren't having as much, what the word would be, they weren't conducting the electricity well enough, because as it gets hotter there would be more resistance, and it definitely, as it heated up, it ran like crap. So it gave us a little scare, but I think we got it fixed. We've got a few more parts we're going to put on it. I was only changing one part at a time, just so that excuse me, we could identify what was going on. So it was either the cap and rotor. The only other thing I changed at the same time on that was the wire from the condenser, which was new. Maybe 4 months ago I changed out the condenser, and I put I changed that wire out because it connects to the back of the distributor cap, and it's kind of hard to access when the distributor cap was on, so I plugged it in before I snapped the cap on. So it could have been that wire, or it could have been the distributor cap. The distributor cap looked pretty bad. It looked pretty corroded in there. All the little points were just kind of a mess. So at any rate, hopefully we're going to Maine this weekend. So happy hunting, Nimrods.